Welcome to the BrainX channel. In the first two videos of this playlist, we learned how to find the general term of a linear number pattern, and then we learned how to use that general term to answer different questions. If you missed those lessons and would like to check it out first, then you can find the links in the description below. In this video, we are going to look at more challenging exam-style number patterns. Let's start with our first example. The first three terms of a linear number pattern are x plus 4, 2x minus 1, and 4x minus 7. That means that this part here is term 1, this part here is term 2, and this is term 3. Now the question says that this is a linear number pattern. That means that the difference between term 1 and 2 will be exactly the same as the difference between term 2 and 3. So let's just say y for now. The difference is equal to y because we don't know what the difference is. Let me explain it to you this way. If I have to determine the difference between term 1 and term 2, you can write term 2 minus term 1 equals, and then you will get the difference. So for now, we will say that the difference is equal to y. And if I want to determine the difference between term 3 and term 2, I write T3 minus T2, and that is also equal to y. I know that the difference is the same because it is a linear number pattern. Because the difference will be the same in both cases, that means that this expression will be equal to this expression. That means I can actually write T2 minus T1 equals T3 minus T2. Now we are going to substitute into this equation. T2 will be 2x minus 1, and then minus. Now, very important when you're working with minus signs that you use brackets, especially if you have more than one term that you have to subtract. So I'm going to write x plus 4, and that is equal to, and term 3 is 4x minus 7. You can write it in brackets or you can leave it out. It doesn't matter, minus, but this is important. This has to go in brackets because we are dealing with a negative sign. Now we need to get rid of the brackets. Because there's a positive in front of this bracket, you can just rewrite the contents of this bracket as is. Now be careful when you multiply this negative into the bracket because the signs are going to change. A negative times a positive x is negative x, and a negative times a positive 4 is negative 4. Equals, again we have a positive in front of this bracket, so I can just rewrite the contents of this bracket, and here again we've got a negative, so negative times this positive 2x is negative 2x, and negative times negative 1 is positive 1. Now I'm going to combine all the like terms on each side of this equation. So these two goes together, and these two goes together, and here on this side these two go together, and these two. That will give us 2x minus x is x, and negative 1 subtract another 4 is negative 5. And on this side, we've got 4x minus 2x is 2x, and we've got this negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6. Now we need to move all the x's to the one side of the equation and all the other terms to the other side. It doesn't matter to which side of the equation you are moving your x, but have a look here. If I move this x to this side, then I will end up with a negative x, and then I have to do an extra step by dividing a negative sign. So I'm going to move this x to this side, and this is a positive x, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and that means I have to get rid of this 6 on this side, so I'm going to add 6 on this side and on this side as well. So that will give us negative 5 plus 6 equals 2x minus x, and then let's combine. Negative 5 plus 6 is 1 equals, and 2x minus x is x. So this is the final answer. If you want to, you can rewrite the equation as is. Just make sure that you keep all your signs the same. You can, if you want to, check your answer by substituting x into these terms to see if you calculated x correctly. So let's quickly do that. I've got x plus 4, and we've got 2x minus 1 and 4x minus 7. Let's substitute x. X is 1 plus 4, and it's 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1, and we've got 4 times 1 is 4 minus 7. Okay, so let's add 5, and 2 minus 1 is 1, and 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Let's check the differences between these terms. The difference between term 1 and term 2 is negative 4, and the difference between term 2 and term 3 is negative 4. And because the difference is constant, it is a linear number pattern, and that means x equals 1. Let's do one more exam style question. We have to consider the following linear number pattern, and this time we are dealing with fractions. But look here, it says that this is a linear number pattern. That means that the difference between the consecutive terms will be constant, meaning they will be exactly the same. Okay, so just take note of that. Part A of this question says that we need to find the next two terms of the pattern. Because the pattern contains fractions, we are going to deal with the numerators and the denominators separately. Let's start with the numerators. The numerators are negative 2, negative 5, and negative 8, and so on. The constant difference is negative 3 because negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. And here, negative 5 subtract another 3 gives us negative 8. That means that the next two numerators will be negative 11 because negative 8 minus 3 is negative 11, and negative 11 minus another 3 is negative 14. Now let's look at the denominators. They are 3, 7, 11, and so on. So let's find the constant difference. 3 plus 4 is 7, and 7 plus 4 is equal to 11. That means the next term will be 11 plus 4 is 15, and then 15 plus 4 is 19. Now that we know what the next two numerators are and the next two denominators, I can combine them. So I'm going to write negative 11 over 15, and then negative 14 over 19. And this is the final answer. Part B of this question asks us that we have to find Tn, which is the general term of this number pattern. But as you can see that our number pattern consists out of fractions. And that means we need to deal with our numerators and denominators separately, and therefore we have to find a general term for the numerator and a general term for the denominator. So let's start with the numerator. I know I have to find a general term, and that is Tn equals Bn plus C. Have a look. We already know that b is equal to negative 3. So I can write b equals to negative 3. Now we need to find c. And to do that, you have to add b plus c and equate it to the first term. Now let's substitute. B is negative 3 plus c, and that equals to negative 2, because negative 2 is the first term of our numerators, negative 2. Now let's get c alone. That is equal to negative 2 plus 3 on both sides. C is equal to 1. Now let's substitute C and B into this formula. That gives us Tn equals negative 3n plus 1. Let's work on the denominator. I'm going to start by writing the general formula, which is Tn equals Bn plus C. I know that the constant difference is 4. That means that B is equal to 4. And to work out the value for C, I'm going to add B and C, and I'm going to equate that to my first term. Now it's time to substitute. B is equal to 4, so I'm going to write 4 plus C equals, and the first term of the denominators is 3. Now we want to get the C on its own. Therefore, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides of this equation. That means that C is equal to negative 1. All we need to do now is to substitute these two values into this formula. Tn equals, and B is equal to 4, and then the n plus negative 1. Tn equals 4n, and then plus multiplied by negative is negative 1. Now that we have the general formula for the numerator and the denominator, we can combine them. That means that the answer for B will be Tn equals negative 3n plus 1 over 4n minus 1. If you're wondering whether you've calculated your general term correctly, you can if you want to test this. For instance, you can say, okay, let's substitute n equals 2 into this formula. And if you end up with the answer of negative 5 over 7, then you know that you've done it correctly. And yes, if you test it, you will get to this answer. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to do it in this video. Let's move on to part C. Part C says that we have to determine the value of the 50th term. This says that we are dealing with a term in the 50th position, and the position is represented by the letter N. So we are going to do it like this. I'm going to write C, and I'm going to say N is equal to 50. That means I'm going to substitute this N equals 50 into this new general term that we have calculated in the previous question. Therefore, I'm going to write Tn equals negative 3n plus 1 over 4n minus 1. Let's go on here. So now let's substitute. So I'm going to write T50 equals, and then negative 3 multiplied by 50 plus 1 over 4 multiplied by 50 minus 1. So it will be T50 equals negative 3 times 50 is negative 150 plus 1 over 4 multiplied by 50 is 200 minus 1. T50 equals negative 149 over 199. I cannot simplify this any further. That means the value for T50 is negative 149 over 199. And that is your final answer. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope that these two exam style examples we worked through now make sense. In the next video, we will work through these two exam style questions. See you in the next video.